I'm leaving now.
Lucy, my sweet.
I cleaned out the tiger cage and sorted all the meal bins. So, if it's all right, it's my turn to fix dinner.
Haven't you forgotten something, little one? Just one little thing.
Mr. Runser, please.
It's been a very long day.
I don't want to.
Now, Lucy, I thought we'd settled this last week. Don't let's forget who pays your salary. We're closed. Come back tomorrow. Wait! I haven't finished with you. I told you, we're closed.
We're not here to buy, little man. We've come to sell.
You can't possibly have anything to interest me. These are extremely rare animals of the highest quality.
What a coincidence. So am I. That is the price for humility.
Oh, please, don't.
And what else might we interest you in today, sir? Perhaps some virtue?
Not my animals, please. I'm begging you.
But what of honor, little man? At what price? Honor.
Oh, my God, no! That tiger is the rarest specimen ever seen.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright. The forest of the night.
BR 61661, report to precinct headquarters, code 3. Repeat, code 3.
I was just finishing up my 12 out on patrol when I got the call. Welcome relief, considering that the most action I'd seen all night was a schizoid grandmother doing the shimmy in her underwear in the 2nd sector.
BR 61661, report to division headquarters, code 3. Repeat, code 3.
Last time I had a 3 was when some hooker vomited Thunderbird on Bryant's desk, and yours truly led the cleanup crew. Year and a half on the job, it was still the dirtiest work I'd seen. Where's Captain Bryant?
Took a sick day. Got himself a heinous case of ptomaine poisoning. He asked me personally to run the unit in his absence.
Gouza was one of the old-time guys who took their knocks in the streets. He had a friendly way about him, but you didn't want to turn your back on him if you were less than a friend.
Hope you've been enjoying your leisure time, kid, because it's time to take that thumb out of your ass.
Hallelujah.
Don't get too excited. The other Blade Runners are all jammed up. Holden's sucking dinner through a straw. Gaff's working the Tyrell break-in and Steele's working special undercover. Looks like you got this one by default.
You really know how to make a girl feel wanted.
Animal murder done at Runciter Zoological. Probably just be a schizoid glitz, but we got the call. Old man Runciter lost something like 1 billion chinions worth.
10 to 1, this ain't a job for Rep Detect.
You got something better to do? Perfect your French cooking, maybe?
Slumming tonight, Slim?
I thought you were on special assignment.
Wasn't too damn special after I had the suckers out.
What happened?
Couple of fours were masquerading as fibroplast insulators down at Kaiser. I dressed up like a nurse, they never had a chance.
I'll bet. You put them on the machine?
Hell no! There's a beautiful little thing in here called the magic, and it ain't ever been wrong. You develop it, you got a brilliant career ahead of you.
I'm working on it.
What's Gooza got you doing tonight?
AM at Runciter's.
Animal murder. Oh, those skin jobs got no respect for anything that truly lives and breathes. And that goddamn Eldon Tyrell ought to be zipped into a body bag and flushed into deep space.
Get rid of him, we'd be out of a job.
I think we're all overdue for a little off-world paid vacation. You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of your head?
All you gotta do is ask, Slim.
Animal sales was a profitable and prestigious business since most real animals had died out after the Terran War. There were plenty of electric ones, though, powered by rechargeable batteries. No self-respecting human would own one of those frauds.
Okay, so welcome to my Blade Runner playthrough. So this is the Blade Runner adventure game from like 1997 or so, obviously based on the film and the book. So standard sort of adventure game interface. You click to move and to investigate things, arrow turns green, and right click brings out your weapon. So just a couple of settings to change around here before we start. So these are different attitudes that Ray McCoy, as the main character, Ray McCoy, can have. So this lets you choose specifically which ones you want to ask for, and I'll just switch on that thing and just get you extra cutscenes. And the side here, that's how much cash I've got, chin yen, and then this is the bullets. And anything else? Sure, I saw a difficulty slider. Anyway. But anyway, this system here, when you click on Ray McCoy, brings up all your database for clues. Basically, you've got to find the replicants that you saw in the cutscene. So it's an all-new story. It's not based on either the book or the film so much, although there are references. A lot of the shots, particularly in that intro cutscene with the police station and approaching the interior as well, that's like exact shots from the film as well. So I think this story is supposed to happen sort of alongside the story with Rick Deckard, Harrison Ford from the film. There was a reference to Holden sucking breakfast through a straw in the cutscene. That's the guy that gets shot at the start of Blade Runner. Who's interviewing Leon, I think it is. You know, when he says, I think it's tell me in single words only the good things about your mother or something, and then you get shot. But anyway, I talked to PC Murdoch over here.
What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder and 1 of aggravated assault. The shop's been thrashed. You ought to see this tiger cub they got in there. It's a goddamn tragedy.
How's old man Runciter holding up?
State of shock. He's been moaning and complaining about his world caving in.
You'd feel the same way if they were your animals. How many perps?
At least 2. Bloody footprints all over the scene.
Must be a delightful sight.
Okay, so I might as well just point out that this is actually my very first time recording video with audio, so apologies if it's a bit crap, and maybe it's difficult to hear, the levels might not be right. This game was one of my favorites. I mean, I bought this game when it first came out. I would have been about 15 in 1997. I absolutely, like, I was mad on Blade Runner for quite a while, actually. Getting this game to run in 2019, which is the year that this is set. Incidentally, I didn't realize that until I started playing. Like I still have my original discs. I haven't seen this game for sale on GOG or Steam or anything like that. But I've got my original discs still, and I had to download a third-party installer to get the discs to sort of be recognized by Windows 10. If you just Google getting Blade Runner to run in Windows 10, it should be the very first website. And then the installer lets you install the discs as normal, lets you run it. Just a couple of tweaks, compatibility modes, things like that, and it just seems to run fine. So yeah, so just gonna investigate.
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
So yeah, so turn screen. What's this?
Find something?
Piece of chrome.
From a car?
No, I think it's horse chrome. Bag it and tag it.
I always think that's a little bit unnecessary. Making fun of them.
Scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming.
Okay, so already we've got clues in our animal murder case here. That's just
About 30 counts of animal murder and one of
Scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant.
About 30 counts of animal murder and one of aggravated assault.
Yeah, so it just records all the information. I think you can actually, once you have more cases, flick between the two. In this game, like we'll come to it later on, but you do get to use the photo enhancement tool. You get to void comp the replicants or anyone that you choose to perform the test on as well. And I think only maybe a couple of times you can submit for forensic analysis to the police station, and you'll get like information. But basically, the significance of the chrome and the paint
Scratches and paint fleck
is basically because everyone's supposed to have, or most people have cars like the spinners here that fly. So the idea that someone's driving around with a car that goes around in the ground is like unusual, and is later going to be one of the things that's going to help pinpoint where these replicants are hiding out.
Nothing even remotely interesting, but hell, if I was going to root through trash, my expectations weren't too high.
Right. So
I already checked for a crowbar, some kind of tool. No luck, but it looks like we've got some latents.
Make sure the lab boys run them through the mainframe, human and rep.
So it's very easy to miss things in this game, and one of the really cool things about this game, I always think, is that when you start a new game, it sort of rolls the dice on like all the characters in it to see whether or not they're replicants or not, including the main character. So some of the details that you can miss, and also some of the actions that you can perform, I think will also affect the story and who gets killed, who doesn't get killed, who's a replicant, who's not. I think some of the details that you miss, because you can upload all your information to the police database and also download information to the police database. You can actually choose as well which information you upload or not. And I think that can affect the story as well, because obviously if you find out that someone's a replicant and you don't upload that information to the database, it'll be suspicious. The woman, Steele, I think her name was, at the very start in the cutscene, she she basically like hates replicants and absolutely no sympathy for them. So like obviously depending on what happens in the storyline and the status of the main character here, her role can sort of change depending on that. But anyway, let's go in.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair.
Right, let's talk to the old safari bird. Alright, okay. Come here. Come here.
McCoy, LPD.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
She's responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. It was two men acting in concert with her, obviously.
Obviously. What'd they look like?
Big and scary and absolutely malevolent.
Right, so because I clicked on that question mark in the options, I actually get to choose what I'm asking him. So I think all those different expressions of Ray McCoy was like a different attitude in which he can ask the questions. I'd never really see the point of doing that, to be honest. It's, you know, wouldn't it be better to choose what you always ask him?
Can you think of anything they might have been after?
First I thought they wanted money, but I don't keep any in the shop. Then I thought they wanted to steal my animals, but they started executing them.
Could they have been replicants?
Who else would be capable of such barbaric acts?
Does it keep running away?
You ever do any business with the replicant manufacturers, Tyrell Corporation?
I resent that accusation.
Just wondering.
Officer, last May I personally sold Governor Colvig an exquisite Bergeron colt. I have been a guest at his house on 3 separate occasions. Do I look like I need to carry artificial product?
So I didn't get the option to talk about Lucy there, so I wonder if that does affect the conversation choices, choosing the different attitudes. If it just automatically selects one. Because obviously he started talking about the Tyrell Corporation there rather than getting the option to talk about Lucy. Come here.
Tell me about this Lucy.
Oh, there we go.
There's not a lot I can tell you. She's only worked for me for about a month. She's about 14 years old with pink hair. A very attractive young thing.
How'd you find her?
She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's in the Northwest Zone. And he's a very reputable wholesaler.
You treat her well?
As well as any young tot should be treated.
She got a desk? Or someplace where she worked?
She used to eat over there. All my animals.
Okay. So, yeah, obviously the guy's a bit weird. But let's have a look around.
You got any discs from that camera?
It's irrelevant. Those murderers also destroyed the camera. Thousands of Chinyans worth.
Maybe it photographed them before they shot it out.
I guess you've got a point at that. I believe this is the disc from last night.
Peachy.
Okay, so that disc we'll use with the Esper machine, I think it's called. Or, yeah. Right.
I'm ruined. Totally ruined.
Don't think there's anything else here. Let's have a look. So, sometimes I'm not sure if I'm clicking, like mousing over McCoy or something in the scenery. The hell?
A toy dog. Well, isn't that cute? Well, isn't that cute? A candy bar. Yuck. Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
I'm gonna be very easy to miss. Right. So you can see it's all been added onto here. Dog.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for 2 very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair.
Right, yeah, thanks for going. So, yeah, so Lucy has appeared in the list of subjects here. Okay, so that's suspect database, crime scene, and then it just gives you all the clues in it. Okay. It's been a while since I've played this. Right, so I think that's done. Maybe speak to the guy again. Just in case lights or something.
I'm ruined.
Yeah.
Totally ruined.
See if you can dig up that reference from Ogilvy's.
Yes, it's somewhere here. Just a moment.
Okay. Well, that was struck light.
Here you are.
Right. So I'm not sure if I'll have anywhere else to go just yet, but we can go back to the police station now.
It didn't add up. Animal murders, the lack of any theft, the small animals alone were worth a good chunk of change on the street. It seemed more like an act of vengeance.
Yeah, so like saying, the locations will be unlocked as you go through the game. But right now, police station might be a good idea to try and use that Esper machine.
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
I never did appreciate art.
Right. Oh, okay. So, yeah, Chinatown, that'll be off that chopstick. Guy's place, and yeah, that's right. Let's go to the station. So yeah, it's been a while since I've actually seen the film, but I think things like that shot with the car landing, I think are sort of homages to the film. And certainly the shot when he enters the police station where Guza's office was, I think that's straight from the film. Yeah, this. No point speaking actually. Oh.
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of Justice. Governor Kolvig attributed the change to the dramatic increase in the number of specials registered as city residents and promised a tough new set of standards for the City Immigration Bureau by next month.
Oh yeah, there's what's it called? Like a shooting range, kind of hazard course that you can go on. So you can see on there you've got Deckard, Holden. Brian, I think is Brian up here in the film? I can't remember. Gaff is the guy with the walking stick that leaves the little origami animals and steals the woman at the front. At the start again.
Old copies of case files, notices, and memos. The usual station junk. Lucky Strikes. Crystal's brand. I knew she was spending a lot of time in the training maze these days, even though she'd already gotten close to a perfect score.
Now I do remember one of the last times I played this, for some reason the training maze didn't work properly. Like you'd go in and you'd start the run, but the dummies that would come up wouldn't actually appear at all. It was a bit strange. But anyway, this is the Esper room. I think that's the database, and this is the actual machine itself.
Scanning video disk. 2 enhanceable images found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database. Run sitter crime scene.
Right. Oh. So yeah, so you just click and drag. There is a limit to how far it zooms in. And right click, push it out further. When you find something of relevance, you know basically. Sort of does like a fancy zooming in, and then the computer takes the photo. don't know if you just heard my phone vibrate there. It's got a tweet. Okay, I can't actually see anything. Oh, there we go. You see?
A sushi menu from Howie Lee's. Give me a hard copy of that.
Okay, but we already knew about Howie Lee's. Anyway, uh-huh.
Hello there, Lucy. Give me a hard copy of that.
So in our suspect database, that photo of Lucy's face will now appear instead of that sort of mannequin shape. Now, I'm pretty sure there's something, yeah.
It's some kind of insect. Give me a hard copy of that.
I think that might be it for this one.
Run sitter crime scene.
Right, so first off,
He looks familiar. Give me a hard copy of that.
there's all sorts of, similar to the Blade Runner film itself, there's all sorts of like hints throughout to sort of suggest McCoy is a replicant, similar to Harrison Ford's character Deckard. So the idea that, unless he was just sort of being, funny, the idea that he seems familiar, how could he have met him before? And also, like at the start of the game, you saw him, he just sort of woke up at his police car at the very start of the
Local
game.
license plate. Give me a hard copy of that.
Okay. I think that's probably it for this one. But anyway. So now, yep, if we go into McCoy, we've got our pictures, our updates. Yeah, and as crimes are committed, they'll get added on at the bottom there. So still got no idea about this guy here. We got to add the meat cleaver.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue database transfer complete.
So I think in doing that, you can get anything that you missed as well. There's some
About 30
shop.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men.
I'm sure there was some way of choosing what got uploaded or not. So maybe, because in your apartment you've got those machines as well. Maybe there you can do it. So let's have a look in here.
Well, if it ain't Ray McCoy.
Yep.
Bryant finally letting you play with the big boys.
My clearance come through?
You bet. You bring your piece?
Don't leave home without it.
Steele's been running the maze every other day for 2 weeks, and the targets are getting a little roughed up.
I thought Guzzo was going to requisition some new ones.
I ain't seen him down here in a month. Guess he's been busy.
Poor guy. I bet he gets all tuckered out from pushing those papers around.
And don't sell him short, McCoy. Guzzo could be one tough hombre. I remember when we worked Vice together. He poured acetone on 2 pimps that gave us some lip and lit a match. I'll tell you, it looked like the goddamn 4th of July out there.
Peachy.
Yeah, Guzzo sounds pretty cool, doesn't
You
it?
keeping busy, pal?
Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
Yeah, Guzzo's a piece of work. You can get other types of ammunition. somewhere. I was pretty sure he was going to give me one there, but I'm not entirely sure. You talk to him to get into the maze? No? Yeah? No? Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's... Or is that two different... No. Oh, no, there we go.
Hit the lock, Jack.
I guess there ain't no harm in it.
Target and shoot all threats. Do not shoot innocents. Confirm target as hostile before shooting.
Nope. Okay. This is what I was talking about earlier, I think. Just for some reason they just don't show up. There's nothing particularly necessary about this part of the game. You don't have to do this for anything, I don't think. A bit annoying though. So there's sort of orange figures would appear. Some of them have guns, which are obviously the hostile ones that you would then shoot. Some of them, they might appear with their backs turned to you, and then they will turn around and they'll have a gun. You got to shoot them. The non-hostile ones turn around and they've got a baby, so obviously you don't shoot them. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Yeah. No, we're just gonna have to run through it, I'm afraid. I think I'm missing something. But anyway.
Laboratory.
Yeah.
Got anything new for me, Dino?
I was wondering when you'd show your mug around here, McCoy. We got the animal corpses from Runciter's, but there wasn't a whole lot to work with.
Bone marrow?
About 50% were real, the rest were fakes.
So, Runciter was ripping his customers off.
State-of-the-art fakes. Miles beyond the crap you see on Anamoid Row.
The kind that comes from legit manufacturers?
And they're the ones that usually produce the quality.
What about the wounds?
Most of them were shot point blank, but we're looking at some others. Sloppy cuts with a knife, like the perp was really pissed off at something.
Butcher knife?
Could be, but who cuts meat anymore?
Nice bunch of reps I'm tailing. Hope you're not pulling a meat cleaver out of my back next week. Anything else?
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant? It's from a ground car.
You sure?
The angle of impact was almost head-on. And there ain't too many spinner drivers klutzy enough to smack a street-level hydrant in VTOL mode.
I heard your wife got her license back.
You're a real funny guy, McCoy.
So I don't think you actually come to this guy very often. In fact, I think that might actually be the first and last time you ever speak to him. But yeah, so he's just saying about the animals. Some of them were actually fake after all that guy going on about how they're all genuine. He was actually talking crap. And the guy with the butcher knife sort of talking about who cuts up meat. But then we've got like 2 clues pointing towards a restaurant, how he leaves. For our guy that we don't know anything about just yet. I don't know who this is.
Are they letting me out?
I'm not the one who makes that decision.
I suppose it's my turn to bear the cross for the cause.
Who are you, anyway?
Yeah.
Please leave me alone. My migraine's acting up.
I think this is someone... Is this to do with Crystal? I think her name is Crystal.
I got some more questions for you.
Your associate, Ms. Steele, has already taken my statement. I have nothing more to say unless I have an attorney present.
I got some more questions for you.
Your associate, Ms. Steele, has already taken my statement. I have nothing more to say unless I have an attorney present.
I'm pretty sure you can void comp this guy at some point. I think he's some sort of, replicant activist.
Roof.
Right, so let's see about how he leaves. That'd be in Chinatown. Unless it's its own. So you can sort of tell the characters that you can interact with from the background as well. So we've got Chef there, a guy there, and this guy.
McCoy, LPD. I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Sorry, my man. I just don't got the time.
You're a pretty smart-looking cat. Want to make some money?
Pay me large, you got my rapt attention.
Depends on how much the information's worth.
Unfortunately, my man, I got a bug.
Got to mix more out back.
Dynamite dining, old man. Catch you later.
So you do come across him later on. It's not a bit weird that he just walks up to some random guy and asks him for information like that.
Beautiful night, isn't it?
When business thriving, night always beautiful.
Okay. Right.
This girl ever eat around here?
Nah, all gaijin look like the old man.
This from your place, isn't it?
Could be. Chopstick come from Yoshi's restaurant supply.
Mm-hmm. Well, got the
This from your
photo as
place,
well.
isn't it?
Yes, sir. You do Huawei favor? Distribute all through our police station?
How long has that chef worked for you?
Zubin? Just month. Superior chef. Makes all kinds of new sushi.
Okay, so the big lad that was there, obviously it was the clues that we have on him indicate, oh well, it's been added to the suspect database. The the big limping footprint, things like that.
What's real fresh tonight?
Special shipment of Toro just arrived. I fix you right up. No one else. Clean as a whistle.
You're Prince, Howie. See you later, Howie.
I think, can you not take some of the food? Anyway. Right. Go and talk to Zubin. Now I think this is one of the bits that might actually save the game here. Oh no. That's a bit annoying. Shoot. Oh, I can't have that. Okay, so managed to save the game there. Just had to sort of quickly pause and look up what was going on. The workaround for getting the game to save there is to actually go and create a folder called save in the Blade Runner directory. So anyway, so here's Zubin. This is going to play an important part in a second or two. Let's have a little chat.
Howie says you're a master chef.
You not come back here. Air bad.
This'll only take a minute. You know this girl or not?
Nope. I know who I know, and who I don't know. I don't know her.
Think hard.
Okay. Maybe seen her once. At station.
Riding north on bullet train.
North, huh?
Not even. Yeah, so basically he's going to get hit by that, and then he gets a bit of a head start. There he is. Oh. Lucky son.
Relax. Nobody's gonna get retired, okay?
What do you want from Zubin?
Just talk, that's all.
So talk?
There are things I want to know.
Ah, police.
I'm McCoy, LPD Rep Detect Unit.
Rep Detect?
Sometimes we're called Blade Runners.
Okay. So basically there, I put my gun away and didn't kill him. But there's a couple of ways that can actually play out. If you get hit by the soup, he completely scarpers, and you come across him later. And I don't even think, when he attacks you later, I don't even think you get the option to put your gun away. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know how that's gonna... I don't know if that affects the story from this point on, or if it's already predetermined before this, whether or not McCoy's a replicant, but I suppose the choice has been made now, so we'll see. So I don't know if you can, yeah, basically just have to go back the way I came. I wonder if I can speak to that tramp guy that was outside. What was this?
Totally uninteresting.
Alright.
Yuck.
Okay. Oh.
Nothing even remotely interesting, but hell, if I was going to root through trash, my expectations weren't too high.
Anything else? Anything else? What's all look there? So I think that's it for here, to be honest. Unless he's got anything else to say.
See you later, Howie.
Alright. I was sure you could get the food as an actual item, but apparently not. So, if we had killed Zubin there, we've got a photo from him, and it's a photo of him, you know, on some sort of off-world planet. I think he's got like a rifle or something like that. So just like, you know, slight changes like that, clues you get, conversations you have, changes every time. That's fine. Run sitters. Let's just go to the apartment now. So after like a certain number of clues, things you can do, you have to like go back to your apartment, and it sort of becomes a new day. Triggers other events. So here's Gaff. What's he gonna say?
Rumor has it you've been earning your stripes, McCoy.
Working on it.
Keep it up. You just might have a future in this business.
I understand it's got a hell of a retirement plan.
Your target gave you the slip? What happened, McCoy? You feel sorry for it?
My game must have been off.
Go home and get some rest. I'm sure you need it. I checked with UN Air. Looks your rep swung that moon bus massacre last month.
They ever find the moon bus?
Disappeared into thin air. Brian thinks it crashed out in the Kipple.
How many reps we talking about?
Enough. They're Nexus 6s, so don't take too much slack.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's the guy that leaves all the origami animals, played by Edward James Olmos, is that correct? He's the guy that was Admiral Adama in the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. There's a bit more there than he did in the entire film,
Your
I
floor
think.
number, please.
Roof. Ground floor.
I'm just gonna... Alright, okay. Just couldn't remember what the ground floor was.
Please.
So...
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
I lived with the best gal I'd ever seen. She'd cost me about a year's salary, but she was worth it. Who's the best dog in the whole world? Who's the best dog in the whole world? Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
Yeah. So this is, I think is she called Lucy? No, she's not Lucy. Maggie? But there's his Esper machine that he's got. So he doesn't really have much else. He's got sort of like a balcony kind of view, similar to the film. Yeah. The scene in the Blade Runner film with Harrison Ford, it's pretty much identical to this. Don't know why he did that.
Hi, Mr. McCoy. I'm sure you remember me. I heard about what you did for my friend, and I just wanted to say thanks.
Erase and reset. No messages.
Okay, so that was obviously Lucy phoning, leaving a message there. I think if you kill Zubin, you get the other guy that committed the animal murders phoning you, just basically being an arm.
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 20.
I'm sure he's supposed to have a bit of a monologue when he sets out there, but I'm maybe going to do something else.
Portrait of the sleep deprived.
Got your delivery here, man.
What?
Kingston Kitchen.
Oh, yes, right. Hold on.
Is this what the gravity be like on Mars?
Oh, no. It's about a third of what we got here on Terra. Real comfy. How about turning that dial, okay? When I say... Oh!
Please, can you control your rat?
I'll have you know that Ricky's a purebred Chihuahua, and he's totally real.
Things going good at Tyrell Corporation?
Boring, boring. Old man Tyrell's been on a Wagner kick lately. He never shuts up.
You also do outside work?
Sweetie, I never go outside. It's bad for the glands.
How about Nexus 6? You know a lot about them?
I think you should be going now.
Understand good, it holds deep meaning for me now. Where be your research on Nexus 6? And your test studies, contacts, the works?
Only simulator! Extraterrestrial gravity!
One more minute, you be swallowing this explosive. 3 more minutes, they be hosing you off the true life building across town.
No, I swear. I don't have anything. If I did, I'd give it to you.
My people sick and dying. You tell me something.
Talk to Dr. Tyrell.
Tell me something I don't know.
The organ designers, Miraji, Hannibal Chu, Luther and Lance, they're closer to him than I am.
Where?
DNA Row. They're all working down on DNA Row.
You one miserable package man.
No! No, please, don't!
Pick up.
Hope you aren't camped out there with a bottle of tequila.
Oh, very funny.
Early bird slays the worm, McCoy.
Don't worry, I'm up, Lieutenant. What's the buzz?
One of Tyrell's employees got his fat face splattered all over the marble interior of the Tyrell building.
Inside?
That's right. But we also got a sweet little break on it. Tyrell's surveillance system recorded the whole shebang.
Beautiful. How many perps?
Just one. I don't know if it's related to the Runciter deal or not. Tyrell security will have the disc for you when you get there. You'll be good, killer.
Alright, so that's another murder and another replicant suspect, it looks like. Yeah, that was my dog.
Maggie, come here, girl.
That is Maggie. Right, it's there.
Your floor number, please.
So I think we might have a few options of where we can go at this point. I'm not sure if we can get to the Tyrell Corporation now. I think it is Tyrell Corporation, and then that'll get us clues to the DNA row, and I think Anemoid row as well. Yeah, there we go. So this scene very reminiscent of the Harrison Ford movie.
McCoy, LPD.
Just a minute.
Where do I go?
Grav test on the east wing, 66th floor. Here's the footage from the security cameras. You get a pretty good look at the man's face.
How'd he get past you guys?
He pretended to be a delivery man. Dr. Eisenduller ordered in a lot, so it didn't seem unusual.
I may have more questions for you later on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm not sure if there is actually any other questions for that guy. I can already see a couple of clues here.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me, like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Anemoid Row.
I think that is exactly what he said about the bracelet on her foot, like word for word.
It's some kind of insect.
I don't know, maybe not. But still, you can see the dragonfly motif.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about...
So wherever those pieces of jewelry are made, that's a location for us to investigate.
It was a Tyrell sales brochure for the Nexus series, the kind of glossy hype that ends up littering the floor at trade shows. This one was for last year's infamous Lolita model, a big hit with the all-important dirty old man market.
So that's implying that Lucy is one of these Lolita models. Right. Oh.
Jesus.
Oops.
I seen worse, but not by much.
Learn anything?
You could strain him through a sieve.
Right, so that's presumably the guy that was in the that scene. Is that supposed to be a blanket over him? Yeah, probably. A bit hard to tell with the obviously the 1997 graphic.
Obviously he'd been killed with an explosive, and not just because he'd been plastered on the wall with 1,000 strokes. The detonator wire I pulled out of his skull told the whole story. The killer was an expert. The charge had been big enough to do the job, but not big enough to shatter the soundproof walls of the float chamber. But I wondered why the killer didn't just shoot him.
There are quite a few little pixel hunting objects around here. Are these the dogs? I don't... Looks like there's 3 of them, but I only really saw 1 in the cutscene.
I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last 24 hours, and now it was dogs. 3 of them. I thought about Maggie and nearly threw up. I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last 24 hours, and now it was dogs. 3 of them. I thought about Maggie and nearly threw up.
Yeah, okay, I'm pretty sure you can get, maybe this is it over here. A collar?
The dog collar has a name on it. Ricky, maybe? A takeout box from Kingston Kitchens.
This camera there, it looks like we've already got this.
I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last 24 hours, and now it was dogs. 3 of them. I thought about Maggie and nearly threw up.
Yeah, sorry about that. I thought that was something, but it's the dog that it's looking on. Okay, might be it for in here.
This hearing yours? Maybe it belonged to that other cop who was up here. The babe with the shades and the cigarettes.
Ain't her style. Call her babe to her face, you're liable to end up with a severe limp. You spot anything you think I ought to know about, tell me.
Absolutely.
You spot anything you think I ought to know about, tell me.
Absolutely.
Right, so that's us done. Maybe speak to the guy at the desk again. Oh.
Lagging behind again?
Guza didn't say anything about me working with a partner.
Oh, in a pig's ass, Slim. No, I'm following up on my own. Could be it's linked to this Tyrell debacle.
How's yours connected to mine?
I'm still fitting the pieces together. You know the Moonbus massacre that went down last month?
Gaff mentioned something about it.
The rogue skin jobs probably flew to Earth. And one of them is a demolitions expert, similar MO to your Vic upstairs.
Hell of a coincidence.
I'll call you if I find out anything more about your case.
So see there, I didn't get the opportunity to ask her the second choice in the conversation there. But talk to this lad, see if he knows anything else. Give him a coin.
You know if anyone lost an earring like this one lately?
Not one of the employees, that's for sure. The boss enforces a strict dress code around here.
How did Eisendoller's moo-moo fit in?
Hey, you know, company rules only apply to the lesser mortals.
You friendly with Eisendoller?
Most of the employees I see coming in morning and night, but old Marcus, Dr. Eisendoller, he almost never left his lab.
He afraid of somebody?
I think it had something to do with the air outside, and the germs. I once heard him complain about it.
Smart. What was his job?
Grub test chief engineer. The lab runs tests to see how a replicant would perform in different planetary gravitational fields. That kind of thing. One of the other engineers could tell you more.
Right, so I think that is us done for in here. Might have access to the Kingston Kitchens place, which I think is, yeah, there we go. Anamoid Row. Trying to decide whether or not to go and look at that disc just now. I think I will.
Laboratory, mainframe, and shooting range.
Scanning video disk. One enhanceable image found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database. Tyrell Grav Test Lab.
Right, so let's have a look at him.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me, like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Anamoid Row. Give me a hard copy of that.
Okay. So I've got a photo of the suspect, and just that little bit of blurb was exactly what he said when he found the earring. on the floor. There's our boy. Dog.
The dog collar has a name on it. Ricky, maybe?
Give me a hard copy of that.
I'm not sure of the significance of this. McQuite needs a photograph of it as well as actually finding the thing. I really can't remember if there's something about these dogs or if it's just more sort of similar to the animals in Run Sitters actually being replicants when he thought they were real. Not sure.
A takeout box from Kingston Kitchens. Give me a hard copy of that.
Right, so I think that might be it. I'm sure you can get a... Yeah, there we go.
A bomb. Give me a hard copy of that.
So yeah, so that detail might have been quite easy to miss. I just was able to remember from my previous playthroughs of this that you could get a photo of the bomb. So it's things like that. It really doesn't hold your hand much, this game, to be honest, when you think about it. So let's check out Anemoid Row. Anemoid. So there's a few things. There's quite a lot of things going on in Anemoid Row. I think I'll actually save again. Right, so there's a few different people to speak to here. I'm sure, oh, there she is.
You know who deals in insects down here?
You don't want insects? They're no good companion. But fish. Fish are good. I have every kind of fish for you. Blowfish, dorado, miniature sailfish. Very friendly.
No thanks. I got a dog at home.
Fish just as good as dog.
No, my dog is real.
Real? Oh, you must make lots of money.
Let's get back to insects. Official LPD business.
Ah, down that end of Animal Row, you see big green sign? You try there. Good luck with dog, friend. Hope he stays healthy.
She.
So I think later on you come to her with a clue. So we've got obviously Dragonfly, like the jewelry. I think you talked to this guy as well. Yeah.
This your work?
Ah, the dragon.
Dragon?
See? Anosoptera. Dragonfly late of the American South Swampland.
You sell jewelry with dragonflies?
Item like that, very special significance. Very rare, senor. Estate item, and most likely part of large collection. Person must have plenty's money to obtain a collection.
More than I can afford.
You try Hawker's Circle. Might want to trade for this. With luck, you may find.
If this is from a collection, I'm also looking for the other pieces.
I make you a deal. I found out where to get dragonfly jewelry. Then you buy a piece, right? For special lady friend? You come back later.
I'll do that.
You take care, chasing the dragon. Handsome man like you has lady friend, of course.
All my girl cares about is food and love.
Oh, how romantic. What is this girl's name?
Maggie.
Maggie. Ah, Maggie, senor. It's perfect, is it not?
It's
Yeah.
kind of ugly, but you talked me into it.
And this is something?
Careful, senor. You're poison.
Scorpions?
See? Finest quality. Perhaps you purchase one?
I don't think so. They're beautiful, though. Never seen one before.
Oh, deadly too, senor.
Now, I think this is one of the things that... I don't know if it determines whether or not you're a replicant or not, but it's one of the things that sort of hints towards it, because I think you can actually get stung by these things. And he can actually be unaffected by it. And she makes some sort of comment about, oh, you must, be super strong or something like that. But then the idea being that, it's because he's a replicant, basically. But I think sometimes it does kill you. I'm not gonna bother clicking on it.
Might I interest you in a snake, noble one?
Not today, thanks. You know anything about insects?
I regret that I do not, noble one, save that I feed them to my snakes.
You do what?
Artificial ones, of course. The safeguards in the design of my snakes would not allow them to swallow a real insect.
I assume that this insect is already extinct.
They all died after the war, yes.
So the fakes must be pretty expensive.
If bought in bulk, the price is acceptable. They do not need to eat them, of course, but the added realism is worth every penny. Have you ever seen such craftsmanship?
Right now I'm more interested in the insect.
Perhaps you should ask the Peruvian woman next door. She's an expert on such things and will cut a wonderful deal to friends.
So later on, I think you do, as similar to the fish lady, get like some sort of snake skill maybe, or some sort of clue to go and talk to this guy again. There was actually a woman that showed up here with blonde hair, who's a character that we'll meet later on as well. But I think back in here, we should be able to find the Kingston kitchens. Oh, there he goes. Look, here he comes. Oh. Huh. Plenty of places to, I thought you could get in there, no? I'm sure eventually you can get into that green, whatever that is, green pawn shop or something like that. What the hell's that?
I got a couple of questions for you, Captain.
First one's on the house. The rest you pay for. You want chit-chat, you hire a hooker. This ain't no social club. Nice bracelet, tough guy. Who's Maggie, your mommy?
She's a dog.
So is my wife, but I sure as hell don't brag about it.
Pour me one.
Just one?
One, but one good one.
Right, hopefully that hasn't... Did I have 1,000 at the start of the game? Now we'll get 270. Ugh. I think eventually you come back to that guy for something. I'm not sure what, apart from maybe abuse. Right, so this is the Kingston kitchen.
Step up, step up. Mama Isabella cooked you something special. Put a glow in your cheek.
McCoy, LPD. Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Questions? They always need answers.
You send a lot of deliveries over to Marcus Eisendaler at the Tyrell building?
Eisendaler. Oh, Eisendaler, yeah. Let me tell you, that man can't eat.
Send anything over lately?
No, sir. No deliveries to him no more. Not since last month. He be way behind on his bill.
Not for a month, eh?
At least. No more till him pay up.
You may have a little trouble collecting. He's dead. This guy work for you?
No, but I wish he do. He be one fine-looking man.
You sure? Never seen him before.
I'd remembered him for sure.
So that was the photo of Sadiq, although I don't actually know his name. But yet when I clicked on the option to show her the photo, it did say on it Sadiq's photo.
That stew's looking tasty.
Fix you right up. Only dirty chinion. It put a spring in your step, man. The ladies, they be loving you.
Thanks for your time.
Okay. Didn't really tell me much, to be honest. Okay, so I think you can get, this is Bullet Bob's runner surplus. I think you can get some of the ammunition from him.
That a 45 blaster under your coat, or you just happy to be here?
You got good eyes.
They ought to be. They're the only organs of mine that survived the Phobos Wars intact.
Ray McCoy, Rep Detect.
Blade Runner, huh?
Now, you can actually void conf this guy. He like hates replicants as well. This is a security system here, his buddy Gatling gun.
Jesus.
Yep.
How come I never heard of you?
I just got assigned.
Yeah, I'm kind of buddies with Davy Holden. How's he doing?
Word is he's gonna be okay.
That skin job must have been pretty damn quick getting by Davy like that. He's the best in the business.
He'll be back on the job soon. You got any decent ammo for my piece?
You mean the good stuff? 'Cause I know them police issue spitballs just don't cut it.
Not these days.
Yeah, I know how it is. If you want to drop a skin job, you need a little extra oomph. I got a few clips around here somewhere, if you got the chin yen for it.
Okay, let's have it.
Yeah, so more, I think, yeah, depending on what difficulty you play on, you only get limited numbers of the bullets. So like the basic ones, unlimited supply. You can hear that it sounds a bit different. Only got 24 of those. It also changed.
Hey, put that away!
Oh.
I'm gonna put something away, but it ain't gonna be my gun.
Little boys shouldn't play with guns.
Oh, okay. Let's step outside maybe. Yeah, so it changes the crosshair depending on what ammo you've got selected when you right click. I thought I was going to get shot there. Let's speak to my guy.
I heard of you.
Is that right?
You ain't done much.
I just got assigned.
Guys like you get hurt real easy.
Meaning what, exactly?
It ain't like you're a real Blade Runner. Not like Steel or Gaff.
They get hurt sometimes too. It's a dangerous business.
You want to make it as a Blade Runner? You ought to do your own investigations. You want to make it as a Blade Runner? You ought to do your own investigations.
That's pretty sure I used to void comp that guy. I mean, obviously he's like, he actually thinks it's hilarious that you void comp him, and his the responses to his questions are pretty funny. Maybe something else has to happen first. Oh, okay. That just leads on to Runstead. I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure what to do just now. Appear to have run out of clues. Leads.
Kingston Kitchens. Where have I heard that before?
It was... Most of the employees, they...
Already looked at the desk. Didn't really seem to be any leads at all. Just more information. Where else? Go. Maybe the guy in the lab might have something to say.
Laboratory.
Roof is gone. Yeah, so this is what I was saying earlier about how I was pretty sure that you just speak to the guy once and that's it. I don't think he appears for the rest of the game. You just sort of speak to him that once.
Lockup. Ground floor.
I've always found this bit a little bit weird. It just takes friggin' ages to get from the lift to the office. And there's Gaff again. But remember, we saw Guza in Anamoy Road, didn't we?
Bryant on permanent vacation or what, Lieutenant?
He sends his regards from the hemorrhoid hospital. What's the good news?
Fresh out, but I'm following up some leads.
Don't push it, kid. You look like you're beat anyway. Why don't you rest them dogs the rest of the day?
I still got plenty of energy.
That's an order, McCoy. I'm ordering you to relax.
Okay.
Can the department float me some chin yen? This investigation's getting expensive.
Look, this ain't on the department tab, okay? This is a personal loan.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
This goddamn city don't know how to manage funds. They've been flush for years.
I thought we were under budget.
Trust me, ain't nobody getting rich unless they're sneaking some on the side. Hell, I can barely pay for the fuel for my car.
Ever hear of public transportation?
Get out of here before I throw my desk at you.
So give me some cash. So I think that means I have to just go home and sleep, I suppose. It seems to be like a very quick kind of day, that, compared to the first one. So we'll see what happens when I get back to the apartment room, but I might finish the video there. So
Your floor number, please.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
a little bit over an hour. So with any luck, this is completely crap. And I'll see if there's anything I can do about levels or the microphone or the audio, or maybe tweak it before I record anymore.
Portrait of the sleep deprived.
Okay. So it doesn't seem to have done anything. I was expecting maybe a cutscene or something there.
No messages.
One of Tyrell's employees got his fat face splattered all over the marble interior of the Tyrell building. Tyrell's surveillance system recorded the whole shebang. Tyrell security will have the disc for you when you get there. You be good, killer.
So, a little bit stuck, actually. There was something that I was expecting to happen when I went to Anaboy Road that basically didn't happen there. So, I'm going to end the video just there and resume at a later date. Like I say, I'll have a watch back of this and make sure that the levels are okay. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if